Hello everyone, and welcome to Chinese with Pei. We don't have any special shoutouts for this video, so we can jump right into our vocabulary. And we won't do any special grammar in this video either, so it'll be basically just vocab and some example sentences. So we'll just jump right into it. So our first word has a simplified and a traditional. It's really complicated either way. That's why I keep looking over to make sure I'm writing it correctly for you guys. Okay, that's the traditional. The simplified, still the most complicated bit stays the same. And everything's very much squished together, as you can kind of see. But in the traditional, this character becomes that. Okay. This is pronounced Xi Huan, Xi Huan. Xi Huan means to like or to enjoy. Yeah, to like or to enjoy. For example, you often hear, like for example in English, like when you first meet someone and then like you kind of hit it off really well, and in English you'll be like, I like you. Well, they do the same thing in Chinese. We'll be like, 我喜欢你. It's like, I like you. This doesn't necessarily, it's kind of like English where it doesn't necessarily mean there's like romantic interest there, but it can. It's like you're like tattling on someone. Oh, 他喜欢你, 他喜欢你. She likes you. She likes you. But this can, it can also be that, platonic friendship like. But this can also be like that kind of, it's very much like the English word like. And it's like you're going to a job interview and the manager likes you. They may not like you as a friend, but they like you for that position. You can say, oh, 他喜欢你. He likes you. 他喜欢你. So 喜欢. Crazy complex character. But this is actually a very important character, this she, which is why they didn't simplify that. Because there's a lot of superstition and stuff around this character. And you'll see this a lot in relation to weddings. So, yeah. So, 喜欢. Alright. Yeah, these first two vocab words are really complicated. That's why I keep looking over here. Just like, make sure I'm giving you guys the right information. I have it written down, so I'm writing it here, right? So this one doesn't change much, simplified. But this one luckily does. There's a lot going on in there. either way, breaking this character down into its constituent parts doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So that's something, if there is someone that understands why this is there, please put it in the comments so we can all learn from this. But so this is cliff, a sun, a moon, and a small dog. Okay. And this word is tao. Taoyan. Taoyan. And taoyan means to loathe or be disgusted with. Taoyan. Taoyan. Which is kind of why I don't necessarily understand this character. And then when it's simplified, it's just small dog and a cliff. I don't get it. But anyway, 讨厌. To hate, to loathe, to be disgusted with. You never want to have someone say to you, 我讨厌你. 我讨厌你. This is a very strong word. They have two kind of, I usually say, levels of hate. So there's 喜欢, like, 不喜欢, dislike. And we're going to go over the next level down of hate. This is the lowest level. This is like the most, like, the deepest feeling of your 讨厌. And they'll actually kind of use it occasionally as kind of like a expletive. If something happens they don't like, those 讨厌, 讨厌, or 讨厌啊, 讨厌, 好讨厌啊. So it's how loathsome. 讨厌. So it's kind of different ways to use that one. Alright, luckily the rest of these characters aren't so complicated. So this next one, you'll remember this one from 可爱. That's the traditional, simplified. Like that. I means to love, or the noun love. 我爱你, I love you, 我爱你. So now the joke is in the places that use traditional Chinese, which is basically outside of mainland China and Singapore, they use traditional, basically. Some, like Chinatowns, you could say, some Chinatowns will use traditional, but it's not very often. It's not very frequent. It's not very common. They'll usually use traditional because most of the people that live there left China before the simplification of the characters. So the joke is in the places that use traditional characters. So in Chinese, in this bottom bit right here, this radical here, means a friend. And so the joke is, oh, in mainland China, you can't love anyone, you can only be friends. It's kind of the joke, where, like, basically the idea is that, like, because of this, everyone in China is perpetually in the friend zone. It's kind of the joke. Now there's kind of the symbolism in this character. You kind of see it. So, and the reason for that is it doesn't have this. So this is don't confuse this with this. They're not the same. This means to receive, this means to love. So receive a heart, combine that, and you get love. So basically, if you have a heart, you can love, is the idea. And so it's kind of the symbolism there, which kind of gets lost in the simplification. But it's I. 我爱你，我爱你们。他们爱你。It's a very good word to know. Now, a quick note on I. It sounds weird in Chinese to say something like, I love this drink. Because in Chinese, they're kind of looking at it going like, you want to have a romantic relationship with a drink. And that's kind of what that is. It doesn't necessarily mean romantic, because a parent can I a child, and a child can I a parent without any romantic relationship at all. And you can I your friends, but you can't, and you can I your pets, but you can't I an object. So you could, but it sounds weird in Chinese, if that makes sense. You can 喜欢 an object. You can 很喜欢 an object. But typically you're not going to say you I an object. Okay? Hope that makes sense. Alright, so this next one does not have a simplified. It is 恨. 恨. It means to hate. It's not quite as strong as 讨厌, but it's stronger than 不喜欢, to simply dislike something. So, 恨. 他恨你, he hates you. 我恨你, I hate you. 你恨我吗? Do you hate me? It's kind of 恨, 恨. Unless you're in southern China, then it's 恨. It's not quite that strong. 恨. Yeah. That one's a pretty simple, straightforward character. If you notice, I'm going to write it one more time just because I didn't point this out. So this little bit right here is also a heart radical. We'll talk about that later when we reach the heart radical in the radical videos. And then this bit gives it the sound. So you need to feel it in your heart. It's not just a passive thing. You feel it in your heart. You 恨. But it's not quite as strong as 讨厌. So, alright. We're going to go over two surnames. These two are fairly common. You might have heard of them, you might not have, but they're fairly common. So, first one. Lee, as in Bruce Lee. This was actually his surname, Lee. And it means plum. And the way you introduce this, so it'd be 我姓李, 木字李. It's the Li with a mu and a zi. 木字李, 木字李. Or no, sorry, that's not right. That's why I was confused. Li, I wrote it wrong. Sorry. 木字李, Li. Bruce Lee, Li Xiaolong, Li. I know quite a lot of people with this name. Chen and Wang are still by far more common than this, but this is a fairly common name, Li. Okay, and this last one has a simplified and a traditional, with the traditional being and the simplified being now you'll remember this from ma, the question marker, but this is ma. Ma means horse. Ma. Excuse me, goodness. Ma. It's not especially famous, but there was a president in Taiwan whose name was Ma Ying-jeou. Ma means horse. You can kind of see the horse where it's kind of like got its mane blowing in the wind and its legs and its tail kind of thing. And you get to the simplified and not so much, but you know, just know that that's ma. It means horse. So, alright. Well, I hope this video has been useful and helpful. If it has, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. And if there's any special topic you want us to cover or question you have about a previous video, please put it in the comments and we'll address that as soon as we can. And we'll see you next time on Chinese with Pei.